busy. And I was like, me busy? Like, you and Fed were, you know, two peas in a pod all night. And he goes, oh yeah, like, what's going on with you guys? And I was like, what do you mean, what's going on? And the guy informed me that Fed told him that we were together when we weren't, and that he told the guy not to tell anyone, not to talk to anyone about it, not to talk to me about it. And that was the first.
Oh, not that one. Come on, I've heard that one.
Back. Oh, snaps. Oh, these kids today, man, they're so rude.
Let's swing it in.
These kids are rude.
Baby.
All right, give me this.
Okay, that's it.
That's there. Check this. Thanks, sir. All right, give me that.
Okay, check it.
Don't hurt me, please. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Come on, Hans, be easy on me. I've been sick, man. I got the freaking corona, man. You gotta be easy on me.
This is gonna go on my book.
Check.
You're gonna flag this.
Damn it! You have that much time left? All right, I gotta slow down. How do you have 8 freaking pawns on you? All right, don't worry. I'm the stalemate master of Brooklyn.
Yeah, when I XQC out here.
Hold on, I'm the stalemate master of Brooklyn. Hold on. This is the first one. This is the warm-up. I will not.
Oh, no, that's a little.
Oh, is that stalemate? All right, one for the bad guys.
Flipping and shipping LSF 10K.
Oh.
From what I read, they decided to go public with it because they had brought it up to Fed and they didn't feel like he was changing his behavior when with his power and influence, that he could still continue just doing the same thing to other girls. And I mean, at the end of the day, I support them for coming out with that stuff. I don't want to talk about this too much because it's not my story. Fed didn't do anything to me. I'm not the person who was the victim in this situation. It was the girls. And if you guys want to hear more about it, you should read what they had to say. I don't want to butcher or dilute their message. You know, hopefully this experience helps Fed change and grow as a person in the long run. Nobody likes hearing this kind of difficult news, but I think it's really important when you see victims actually talking about it. Or
okay, someone put their persona pointing a gun at me and said, "Show us what's inside the fridge, Wayne." You want the truth? You want the truth? You want the fucking truth?
Oh,
there is no fridge! I lied!
Wait, no.
You see very well, huh? You got a rating?
Not really. I mainly play online now.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm thinking about maybe 21, 22.
21, 22? Sure, we can play another one. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I play online mainly. I don't know. It's just like
what's your rating online?
It fluctuates. It fluctuates. Like, I don't know. I mainly
You never gave me a straight answer from every question that I asked.
Toast also sat down with Fed a year ago. At this point, Toast was the only one from OTV who was aware of the incident with Yvonne and Fed, and he warned Fed about the growing concern within our friend group in regards to his behavior around girls. And this was before we all shared our stories. In regards to his behavior around girls, especially when drinking, and this was before all the recent stuff. It was just like a concern that was starting to build at the time. Fed responded by getting angry at Toast and claimed to not have remembered the incident with Yvonne, and he seemed more concerned with who else knew about the incident and about anything else, and who had said what about him. I am sharing this on behalf of Toast and with his permission.
He ends up always kind of manipulating the truth to make himself look better in a lot of different ways, in ways that you don't really need to. You know, if your friend group, if you're like friends with someone, like I always trust Fed and whatever he says about anyone, but it came back to a situation where I found out that it wasn't always the truth. We came out with the statement because after we had a 3-hour intervention with him and 7 other girls, and 6 of the girls all came out with stuff against him, he proceeded after that day to contact the people who weren't there and kind of do exactly what we told him was the problem, which was to tell them only his side of the story, and kind of spin it in a way where he ended up being the better person. But it's like, I don't think that's like, we just had an intervention about it, so it felt kind of weird. The Chris Pekka situation, I will say Chris was extremely helpful in our formative years, and we fell apart due to a lot of different reasons, including the reason that kind of got let out. I 100%, I want to say this, and I feel really bad saying this, but if you're one of the people who kind of minimized Lily coming out and talking about the situation, go fuck yourself. I'm really upset that she had to essentially deal with so much hate because she was brave enough to stand up for her friend as well as for her housemates. And I cannot be more upset about the situations that ended up happening. I will 100% believe her accounts of the situation, and I will be honest with you, I think Chris got off kind of easy.
It's not enough to just be like one of the good ones and be respectful of women. I feel like there's always more I could have done. Like, not just for the girls, but just like when I see it happening, I feel like I should have said something or said more and was more firm and more encouraging.
I want to put a huge emphasis on this. The way he shit-talked Yvonne and Lily to me and others, particularly, I will just recount my experience, is so frustrating knowing what happened between them. The Yvonne incident happened and Fed would start talking to me. I'm so sorry for being emotional. He would talk to me about how Yvonne was lazy and not working enough and playing League all the time. And I was concerned. And he would say, oh, she like won't work on OTV stuff with me or brainstorm and blah, blah, blah. And this discussion got to the point of us almost letting Yvonne go from the company because we thought she just like wasn't interested enough in working with us. When in reality, her behavior was entirely because of the incident that happened between them.